What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today the market is a bit choppy and I wanted to talk about some SPACs that I personally see on sale that I think will be good in the future. Before we get into it, if you guys can drop a like and hit subscribe, it'd really help out the channel, and thank you so much. Definitely check out the links in the description. We have a free Discord server, my merch, and some referral links to Robinhood and Webull. Also, make sure you're dropping comments on each video to be entered into the Peak Sportswear shoe giveaway when I hit 6,000 subscribers. And let's get into the video. So SPAC number 1 is DPHC, and that's Lordstown Motors, and their primary product will be hitting the market in 2021, and that is their pickup truck, which is made in America at the headquarters in Lordstown, Ohio. They do have a pretty experienced executive team made up of automotive leaders from Tesla, Toyota, GM, VW, Hyundai, and many more. They already own an ex-GM manufacturing factory and have about 40,000 pre-orders that are not contractually bound, but in my opinion, that's a pretty good sign. I do think the EV market is set to grow. The electric vehicle market has witnessed rapid evolution with the ongoing developments in the automotive sector, and favorable government policies will support the EV sector in the near future. They also got some nice funding from this deal, which includes $500 million in private investments in public equity, with General Motors investing $75 million and institutional investors like Fidelity, Wellington, and BlackRock also investing in the startup. The company said that this transaction implies a $1.6 billion equity value for Lordstown Motors. Now, this is one that I've been watching for a while since I initially missed the run-up, and then it shot up to $30, and I wasn't going to buy in at the highs. So I waited a while, and I finally got an attractive entry point at around $19 a share. Some positives that I see is, first of all, the people invested in this company, the pre-orders that they already have. They have some endorsements and partnerships, which they will likely keep adding to that list. And keep in mind that this is a portfolio that I don't look at, so I'm really not concerned about the short-term price action. And I'm planning to hold this for minimum a few years, so just keep that in mind. They do have a vote coming up on 10/22, so if you think it's going to sell off like other SPACs that we've seen, then maybe don't buy into it yet and wait on it. But this is basically why I scale into positions and buy in waves. So I really didn't buy that much today. I just started a small position. Second up on the list is IPOB, and that's Open Door. Now, we have seen plenty of hype around this one lately, and I think the fact that ARK is buying them and sold Zillow helps out this SPAC tremendously. I do like Open Door. I recently made a video on them, and I do like how they add to the convenience of the buyer or the seller. The buyer doesn't have to wait for an open house or a call to their agent or schedule something with the seller's agent. They can just look at the app and even let themselves in to check out the house. Now, having Open Door do the necessary renovations for the seller is highly convenient in case that seller just doesn't have the time or the additional funds to do so. They can just deduct from the selling price. Now, according to Open Door, their fees are not much more than a traditional broker, and you can find this out in their investor presentation. I found that presentation very useful and helpful, so definitely check that one out. Now, I'm not too thrilled about real estate right now just because the current market and people are predicting a housing market crash. I just don't know what that would do to these stocks, so I'm just being very cautious about that, and I want to let you guys know that. However, this stock will probably take some time to pick up steam to its full potential, but I do see swing opportunities in the near future just based off the hype behind it with ARK investing it. You have Chamath behind it, and a lot of people are just talking about this one already. So there is a chance that you're presented with some swing opportunities in the near future. They do have some pretty tough competition out there. Straight off the top of my head, you have Zillow, you have Redfin, and probably a couple other ones. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are in this one for the long term. Next on the list is LCA, and that's Golden Nugget. And I don't really have to explain too much about what they do, but they are top competition in the online gaming and sports betting industry. They are cash flow positive, and they're positioned for some nice growth. I do think that it's just hurting right now because there hasn't been any news on the merger that is supposed to happen this month. and many people are still bullish on it, but just getting a little bit more concerned as we're pretty much almost done with October and we still haven't heard anything about this merger. So people were expecting it to happen in October, and now it really doesn't feel like it's going to happen in October, and we just need some news from the company and CEO. But I do think it's at an attractive price, whether you're short or long on it. I see this thing having some nice upside potential, but definitely let me know your thoughts on LCA. Next up, we're getting into the honorable mentions, and that is starting with SPAC, and that's Fisker. So this is one that I've never really been too interested in, just because I like other EV plays better, but this is 100% up to you to decide. Now, this stock has seen some hurt lately. I think it's pretty much down to like the 12s or 13 range. I do like how Fisker tweets about his company and gives some great PR and marketing. I think this will help the stock rise after the uncertainty leaves the market, so maybe post-election. They did just agree to a deal with Magna. So this is what that article looks like. It says Fisker ties up with Magna to build its electric ocean vehicle. The odds of turning its battery-powered ocean crossover vehicle into reality just got a lot better. The Los Angeles startup led by luxury car designer Henrik Fisker has enlisted auto engineering heavyweight Magna in a broad partnership to start building it in 2 years. So it will take a couple years to get this thing out there, but it does look pretty cool, and I think it is another catalyst to help this company out, even though they're seeing some negative price action today. Last up, although it's not a SPAC anymore, I wanted to talk about the Tattooed Chef. Now, I have to point out how attractive the current price is. Sitting around $20 to $21 is a steal for this stock, and I really, really like them long term, and I added more to that same portfolio that I added DPHC to. These are ones that I will not touch for years. I think this company is set up for some amazing success and growth, and I believe it will grow year over year, and the revenues will grow year over year, and each earning report will help this stock out very much. I think they will continue to beat earnings and set records. I'm very bullish on them, and I'm really excited just to see where this company can go. Keep in mind that if you're buying into SPACs right now and banking on the short-term swing trades, it is a risk just due to overall market sentiment and uncertainty. The market can flip either way right now based off stimulus and just volatility with the election coming up and a lot of uncertainty. So be cautious of that. I do think by holding all of these longer term that I mentioned, you will see some nice gains. You just have to be patient and not worry about daily fluctuations. SPACs are hurt right now, and that is very clear. We're not getting the same pump and hype as we were. So just please be aware of this before loading money into these. Look over the investor presentations and know what you're investing in, so when it does drop, you still have that same confidence as when it was up. The reason I mention these SPACs is because if we were to see some short-term hype, I think these would be the ones that would pump. So that's basically why I'm talking about them right now. Although I am personally buying some of these, minimally here and there, DPHC and Tattooed Chef, I'm not dumping money into SPACs right now. I'm staying very cash heavy for the growth positions that I recently talked about with established companies that I really want to add to my long-term portfolio and really build out those positions. I am staying cash heavy for the next market dip or crash that a lot of people are predicting to come, or at least some red days at the end of October and early November around election time. So I suggest you guys do the same thing. Keep that cash heavy and ready to go. Get that buying power ready to go. And I think we're going to see some attractive deals come. Let me know what you guys are watching in the market right now. If you are staying away from SPACs, if you like the SPACs I mentioned, just what you're buying. Drop a comment below. As always, guys, please like and subscribe, and have a good one.
Stack it vertical, ooh, count it sideways, ooh, ain't by my cake, ooh, get out my